Good afternoon, Pittsburgh Penguins elite fans. Friday afternoon action between the visiting Niagara North Stars and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins elite. Play underway here as Grant Loy is going to move the puck up ahead to number 93, the centerman, Riker Ferguson, where he's bumped below the goal line, and he'll pick it up now and go up the wall. It's Grant Loy coming down from his right-handed defenseman spot. Goes right back down to Ferguson. As this is a rescheduled game, the boys initially were supposed to be playing tomorrow at South Park. Weather not cooperating, a little warmer than expected, so thanks to the Niagara folks for working with us and the great folks at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex to get us some ice time here. The Penguins just finished up practice, and it's now time for the 2015 boys to follow along as it's Connor Wilson. Now works it up to Bingham Green. It's going to be dumped right back into the Pens D zone here where CJ Nenevisa goes back to collect. He'll move it along to number 9. Right-handed defenseman Brady Fritchie. Fritchie up to Connor Wilson. Now Wilson's in flight. He's going to move it over. Nice pass just behind the skates of number 74, Easton Borman. Borman has his pocket pick behind the Penguin net. Bingham Green follows on, and it's Connor Wilson, the puck carrier now, who has it on the half wall. He's going to try and get off of that wall and spins away as he's looking for a teammate. It's Bingham Green that bumps it along to Nenevisa, high in the zone. Green on his backhand bumps it into space, but it's jumped by Niagara's number 29 on his backhand, dumps it now deep, and teams are going to make some personnel changes. As CJ Nenevisa does move it along to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie, headman pass for Borman. It's in his skates, though, and it becomes a turnover here as number 19, Canning's going to walk in on the starting netminder, number 33, Luca Thompson. Makes the glove save, and it's bumped behind the net now. It comes back to the point man, number 8, Amante. As Bingham Green tries to work on that puck. Noah Welch moves it behind the net. As the Pens have some tired bodies on the ice right now. As Fanning, the Pens catch a break as Fritchie fans on that attempt. It's going to be moved across to Easton Borman. Ferguson's calling for that pass as Easton Borman's going to shoot that. As Noah Welch comes over from his right side, being on the offside right now. As Pens playing shorthanded in terms of their full roster. Nico Stark's going to bump back to defense. As unable to suit up today is talented defenseman Ambrose Papawana. But it's Blake Parrish now bumps it behind the Niagara net. Only one shot on goal, and that's Niagara that registered it. As there's battles now going on behind the Niagara bench. 11:01 to play here in the first period. As it's going to be shot all the way down the ice, and we'll have our first icing call of the day. Oh, that's actually going to be waved off here as Connor Wilson picks it up. And he bumps it along to the Niagara defenseman, number 4. As Niagara's having a little bit of trouble getting out of their own zone because Blake Parrish, number 25, is harassing. Number 16, Jones, moves it along further. As Nico Stark goes back for that puck, he bunks it on his backhand to Grant Loy, his D partner. As Gaworski sees that puck picked off by number 4, and it comes back to the point man, Jones. Jones fans on that shot attempt. It goes off the left skate of Connor Wilson and back to center. Connor Wilson trying to get to that puck now. As it comes back to center, and Grant Loy wheels it over to the left-handed defenseman, 77, CJ Nenevisa. Grant Loy now has it, and he's going to wheel back into his own zone, spins it up the wall, number 45, Brooksy Gaworski. Gaworski up to Wilson, but Pylon, number 44, is harassed by Wilson, and we have a whistle here. So I was looking down at my phone for a moment, and I believe it was an offsides call, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off here with 9:38 to go in the first period. Pens lead 0, Niagara 0. As Noah Welch is going to bump it along to Easton Borman. Borman's getting under the zone now. Comes into a soft spot, gets a shot away. Rebound still sitting there off the post. It's loose in the crease. Brady Fritchie's going to pinch down and try and keep this in play here as Bingham Green trying to wheel it around. Brady Fritchie still trying to push this forward. Borman sees this. Puck goes back to Noah. But ahead of the play, though, was number 19, Bingham Green, offsides. He's the call. foul. Mitchell's right face off. Dangerous opportunity. A couple of dangerous opportunities there for the Pens lead. Jumping into that phrase, 45. Good sequence. Really speeding up those behind the eye. 6-17 to go in the first period. Pence passes full time. Probably could have got one for a quicker call. Going up ahead to pitch to Lewinsky. With the lane goes to that puck. As we move the drive now. And it's picked up by number 4, Mason Pitcher. Staying off those 45 for Stevenson, 6 to go in the first period. Turner here behind the Niagara bench. It's picked up by 45 for Sikorsky. Moves it to Easton Gorman, he's in front. Checks flat in the net. And still looking for the second shot of the game. That's 19 big and green. Someone passed beyond the reach of Connor Wilson. Ben's trying to jump that. It's been green. Shot taken. Right pad to Flyers being Niagara net. Good play to clean that for Niagara right away. number 25, Blake Harris. Out comes off the stick and Webster to try to get to that puck first. He pokes it at the tip of Statter. And get all the way down the right side. Seems to call for 15 to go in the period. Shots for one on the scoreboard. We get the Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Sports Complex. Nice to see you. Here on the been unable to get a shot off. So back check to Niagara. That's going to take it to get some wood on that shot attempt by number 25. It's now linked ahead. So Welch is going to pick it up. He's going to snap it and dump it deep. He's going to go for the chance. Cole Davis under pressure along with number 8, Connor Wilson. Niagara looks to lock out of their zone with 33 to go in the first period. Great roll. Getting back up along with Bison. Cole Davis trying to get one more charge here. 23 to go in the first period. That man pass for Connor Wilson, knocked out the history play. Towards a Josie. 14 to go in the first period. It's bumped over the skates of the Wilson. Number 77, DJ Bison. Bison to Ferguson. Ferguson to Laura. Laura, headman pass. To Brooksy Dworski. Now comes the stick of Grant Loy. And that'll be it. For period number 1. 0-0 to score. Not a lot. It's there despite zone time. Pens have an advantage on the shot clock. 4-2. We'll be back with 3-2 in a moment. All right, welcome back to Period 2 action. 14 minutes on the clock. Period 2 set to get started here from the UPMC New Sports Complex. As play back underway, puck is dropped. And it'll be Mason Pritchie that tries to go into the offensive zone. He's going to be joined by number 93. That's Raker Ferguson. He goes behind the net. Entered Penguin zone. Goes off the glove of Luka Thompson. That's a shot ahead of the play and into the neutral zone. Bingham Green pokes it free as the Pens go back in on the attack. Drop pass for Easton Borman. 12:58 to go. Borman's going to try to go wide. It's now with the skates. Welch is going to pick this up. He now drops it low to Connor Wilson. Wilson goes through the seam, but that's red. As the Niagara team's going to come out here as 77 will try number 14 Welch. He goes wide. It goes off the left shin guard to Welch behind the net. Where he goes to his deep partner, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie moves this to Wilson. Wilson, headman pass. That's red. As Connor Wilson pumps it back into neutral. The P-line bumps it further along again. Good shot off the pants. Welch off the stick of Green. And shot wide of the net by Jones. Deflected in off the left pad of number 33, Luka Thompson, and out comes Wild. Back behind the net. As Wilson, he's going to take the icing call to get the change. As we got some tired bodies on the bench. Not a great sequence there for the Pens Elite, as it's still the early stages of period number 2. 11:52 to go. As on for the draw is number 93, Riker Ferguson. It's going to be one back by Niagara. They go D to D. It's going to be shot. Good deflection there from number 91. Doesn't reach the net, though, as it goes behind the Penguins' cage. Yeah, Pens getting hemmed in. 5 shots apiece here from the UPMC, the new sports complex. Niagara bumps it back to their defender. Number 4, they go D to D over to the right side. Is it shot? Able to find that puck was Luka Thompson. Rebound out in front. Another save from Luka Thompson. As Niagara with some jam here, some pushback. As it's worked down below the goal line, Nico Stark tries to get to that puck. Now coming high, they go D to D once again. Number 4, the left-handed defenseman, deflects off of Davis instead. And Laura is now behind the cage. Blake Harris sees this picked off by number 4, keeping in the zone. Pens have been in the zone here for the last 2 minutes. As it finally squirts back to center for number 4. 4 wheels it right behind the stick play to Grant Laura. Has to go back and get to this puck. She's going to be a tripping call here as the stick of Nico Stark was in the skates of the forward, number 11. So the Pens are going to go to the PK. Walking out of the penalty zone is number 4, Mason Fritchie. That's read, though, by the defenseman for Niagara, number 8. Get some tough color jerseys here to read. It's the dark blue here with some gold trim. Having trouble distinguishing between number 8s and 9s and 6s. But it does go behind the penalty cage here. 1:02 now to go on the penalty call to Nico Stark. As dumping it all the way down the ice is Mason Fritchie. As dominating that with the Niagara defense, so the icing call will be waved off. It's 47 now to go on the penalty to Nico Stark. Left pad save by number 33 from a long shot. Off the left pad of Luka Thompson. Now having it high in the zone is Connor Wilson. Ducks it back into the Niagara zone as number 4 goes back for it. 30 to go on the PK. Pens able to change up some of their PK unit. As Wilson and Nenevice will go to the bench. 4 fresh penalty killers on right now for the Pens Elite. As it comes to the stick play to Welch, he's going to bump it along further to Gaworski. He throws it right back into the Niagara zone. As another penalty is coming up. As the Pens are going to have to go off a 7-second 5-on-3. As reaching in for that was number 25, Blake Harris. He'll sit down for a tripping call. So it is now a 5-on-3 opportunity as Nico Stark is going to be coming out of the bench. Or coming out soon. Controlling now behind the zone is Niagara. Back to a 5-on-4 situation. Nico Stark's going to join the penalty kills and shot over the net. To the stick blade of number 43, Grant Laura. Get some strong skating here from the forward. Moves it back with the right-handed defenseman as it's shot about 3 feet wide. With 1:05 to go in penalty to Blake Harris now. 8:40 to go in the second period.
Niagara's number 10 has it at the dots. Shot off the crossbar. It comes out the other side. Grant Loya comes out of sorts here in the second period as it's bumped off the stick plate of Dvorsky. Dvorsky now on number 93, right to Ferguson. He crosses center Reds as he bumps it outside. He's got a step right now. He tries to find the corner there, but it goes behind the Niagara cage. As back to center comes number 10 as he moves it wide to number 91 with 22 to go on the penalty as it's shot off the equipment of a Niagara forward. There's Meta Bicep. As it goes off the pants of Noah Welch, who had fallen by bumping into the net. It's now shot wide of the cage. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, Meta Bicep is going to bump into his man as the centering pass goes through everybody. So Bingham Green tries to get to that puck now. Can spill off the 5-on-3 opportunity as it's thrown behind everybody. Welch is going to go back for that puck as he's thrown back into the wall. As he moves it to Easton Dorman. Dorman gets his skates going. As he's coming in 1-on-2, it's still controlled by Dorman. Penn's changing behind the player, hits one of those trailers. It's number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson snaps it in. Pad save still. Rebound, juicy opportunity pops out in front. And able to cash that in with 6:43 now to go in the second period. Grant Moore comes over to cause some separation. Back to that puck is number 9, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie tries to headman for that brother. Reading that play there was 77. He's got a trailer back door. It goes off his stick and into the net. As the long shot taken is deflected up over the head of netminder number 33, Luca Thompson, and into the cage. Niagara takes a 1-0 lead here in the second period. Connor Wilson is going to win this back to number 9. That's Brady Fritchie. He spins around. Fritchie just beyond the reach of Dvorsky. Dvorsky creates a turnover here. Then number 9, that's Brady Fritchie. Going to try and get the momentum going himself. He splits the defenders. He gets all the way through. Penalty coming up here as he has his skates pulled out. 6-on-5 situation as Luca Thompson's going to go to the net. Doesn't quite get there, though, to get the extra man on. So the Pens are going to get a power play here with 6:01 to go in the second period. As number 9 gets rung up for the tripping call for Niagara. Turkey on the table here with 6:01 to go. Connor Wilson. Jesus goes high off the wall, over the stick of Welch, hustling over this puck is number 7, Nico Stark. As he edges his man out to the wall. But it is the Niagara player that's going to come get that puck. He tries to go around Welch. Welch bumps that behind the net. Now goes back to Mason Fritchie. Back on the attack. He spins behind. He leaves it to Connor Wilson, the trailer. It goes wide to Welch. Welch is wise to skate this in the zone. He does. He's going to peel back. Goes high to Connor Wilson. Wilson plays catch with Stark. Stark tried to hit Welch. Just sneaking in the back door. Doesn't get through, though. As Krupa is stopped up by number 7, Nico Stark. It depends on the power play right now, but playing catch of Niagara. 38 to go on this PP opportunity. Nico Stark, centering pass for Connor Wilson. Now comes to the sick plate. Oh, Bingham Green, not able to keep in the zone, though. As he loses the net. It is number 77, CJ Manavisa. Looking for this puck. Grant Loya's calling for that puck as he corrals it with now under 10 to go on the power play. Loya protects. He stops up and goes high in his zone to Borman. And then Nenavisa calls for it. He's going to walk in. Nenavisa gets a shot off, deflects in on net. And that is somehow found by the netminder as poking around there was number 43, Grant Loya, looking for something. The Pens finally get a shot off on the power play with 4:27 to go, and as it expires, Borman wisely stays out of the fray here as he is manning the defense. So the face-off to stay here in the Penguins' offensive zone as Riker Ferguson is on for that draw. Flanked by Borman. It comes to Borman. Goes high to Nenavisa. Has it at the point. Goes now to Riker Ferguson. Helping out is Easton Borman. He's walking off the wall. He's got a man going on the net. Decides to try and shoot that puck himself as he goes off the stick play to Ritchie, the defender, for Niagara. 1-0 Niagara North Stars lead. As Borman loses an edge coming out. As back to center come the boys in white. Loya is going to head his man to the wall. As the Niagara bench looking for an interference call. As it's in the skates of Bingham Green. Green bumps it up to Borman, but he's 1-on-2. Borman trying to create some space for himself. Tries to go through everybody. It depends. We're changing one of their forwards behind the play. And it is Connor Wilson that's freshly on the ice right now. As it's shot to Grant Loya. Loya delays, moves it to Cole Davis. Loses the handle of that puck. And it's Connor Wilson. Moves it high to Blake Paris. Paris snaps it in. Deflects just wide of the cage. But Connor Wilson goes to work. 3:14 to go in the second period. 1-0 lead. Cole Davis walks off the wall. He's bumped off the puck, though, as it squirts free to the Niagara defender. As a foot race ensues between Nichols and Nenavisa. Nichols gets to that puck first. Nichols has got a trailer. He's coming over to help out as well. As it's bumped off the wall to the point man. As he shot off the stick plate and Nenavisa behind the net. Nenavisa tries to bump that up to Blake Paris. Lost an edge, though. As it's thrown right back in, Noah Welch is going to come over for that puck as he winds it behind the net now to try and get the motor going. It's bumped off the stick plate of Wilson, shot right back into the stick plate of Welch. Welch now bumps it behind the net to his D partner, 77, Nenavisa. Nenavisa right back to Welch to come out the other side. Welch stands on that. He's going to skate it out. Pens hemmed in once again, goes over to Blake Paris. Paris tries to bump it along further, nobody home. Comes back to the point man as it's shot deflects off of 13 and wide of the net. Nenavisa hustling to get to that puck. 2:09 to go in the second period. Wilson sees that push forward by Blake Paris. Pins its entire body's due. He's going to go for a change. Blake Paris is going to take the breakaway as the penalty's coming up. As he took a stick here to the hands with a slash. With 1:52 to go in the second. Pens going right back to the power play. And looking to jumpstart something. Only 9 shots so far. Anti-characteristic shot total for the boys in black and gold. And now it will be controlled by number 9, Brady Fritchie, who goes wide to Nico Stark. He's got some daylight. Shot in on net into the chest of number 30. He swallows that up. No rebound. 1:42 to go in the period. 1:16 to go on the power play. The slash call to number 44 for the Niagara North Stars. One back to number 7, Nico Stark. Stark goes wide to Brady Fritchie, number 9. Fritchie shoots this in just wide of the cage ball. Comes all the way through to Nico Stark. Has it at the circle. Knocked off of his stick blade. Battling for that puck. It's close behind Mason Fritchie as Niagara is unable to clear the zone. It's Riker Ferguson. He picks it up. Centering pass to Brooks Morse. He rolls off the his stick blade. Comes all the way through. Mason Fritchie tucks in the rebound. It might have been Ferguson. Ferguson or Fritchie. Ferguson celebrates. But regardless, it's a PPG for PPE. We'll see if that jump starts the boys in black and gold. as it's a 1-1 game here on the power play goal. The opportunity generated off the Blake Paris rush. The penalty call on him. And we'll see if he can continue the momentum as Brady Fitchie will enter the offensive zone now. He's got a man going in there. It's 93 right to Ferguson. He's pulled down now as Brady Fitchie is down behind the play as he was hooked up. As the official, don't know if he realized that a man was down. As we take a break here with 101, Fitchie was pulled down behind the play, no penalty called. He's going to look for his feet now over the bench, number 9. Brady Fitchie started that sequence. Dropped behind a couple of players there for Niagara. Don't like to see that. Fitchie's going to head back to the bench and get checked on here as the Pens have a D-zone draw with 1:01 to go in the second period. All right, so Connor Wilson will be on with Borman. Borman trying to pop that face off. Also up front will be number 19, Bingham Green, that comes through. To the Niagara players. The forwards, I'm going to get a shot for this. There's a couple of Pens defenders. Holding out, credited number 93, right to Ferguson. Center pass to Connor Wilson. Shot wide of the net, though. Bingham Green follows on under 1 to go, 44 to go. Nice little move there from 74 Easton Borman. He stops up behind the net. But that's read by the Niagara defenders. Comes now wide to Welch. Welch has it at the circle. He's going to try a shot, but it goes off of the stick plate, deflects high to Bingham Green. Green tries to shoot that puck. It goes to Borman. Going to get a man in front. It's Wilson, though. And able to get that puck to Welch. Pushes the score to Borman. Borman goes back to Welch, back to Borman. And if they keep it the zone, they'll make a change here as it's thrown high to Welch. It's off of his stick. As defense. They're going to throw this all the way back to Nanavisa. As Nanavisa delays, this is the end of the period. So the Pens draw even on a power play goal. Off the stick plate to number 93, Riker Ferguson finds it. And we'll be back with period 3 action, hit live from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in just a moment. Action resumes here from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. As it's thrown behind the Penguin cage, behind netminder number 33, Luca Thompson. Pushed ahead by Nanavisa, and Nanavisa bumps it ahead. the Niagara North Stars. And it's number 93, Riker Ferguson. Comes in 3-on-3. Goes to the outside. As he's angled to the boards. Following on, though, is number 25. That's Blake Paris. Paris leaves it to Loya. Loya tries to work it ahead to Davis. Comes all the way through to Riker Ferguson. As from his knees, Colt Davis tries to control that puck. But picked up by the Niagara North Stars. Good to see number 9, Brady Fritchie, back on the ice. After taking a dangerous spill earlier with Loya. They'll now go wide to number 11. That's Colt Davis. Walking off the wall is Colt Davis. Bumps it off. But it comes to the stick play to number 44, Pilon. Pressuring is number 11, Davis. 14 to go in the period now. 1-1 to score, 11-9 the shot totals on the board. It's Mason Fritchie. Sees this goes to Nichols. But ahead of the play was number 4 for the Niagara North Stars. Comes back to Niagara's defenseman as they go D to D. It's thrown all the way back in, just wide of the cage of the Niagara netminder. Number 4 tries to work it out of the zone, but it's picked up by Connor Wilson. Wilson's got a man going in the net. It's Mason Fritchie. Tries to curl move. Just goes through everybody. The netminder's looking for it. It's all the way through on the other side where it's controlled by number 9. That's Brady Fritchie. Fritchie has it on the half wall. Stick handling in the phone booth right now. Goes to his brother Mason. Goes right back to Brady. Brady showing some patience here. Walks in, snaps it in on the cage. It hit a couple of gloves. And down to the stick of a Niagara defender. And thrown back to neutral. Score goes D to D. Trying to get out of their zone. Under 13 to play. It now comes to the stick play to Welch. Welch bumps it along further. As the 10-3 are going to go for a change. As Grant Lloyd comes over to play Jones. He confronts him, strips him of the puck. He's pulled down. As the penalty's coming up, Penn's going back to the power play. They're calling for Luka Thompson, but Jones touches up. Penn's back to the power play with 12:39 to go in the third period. As Grant Lloyd hauled down, coming out of his own zone. Penn's on the power play. Easton Borman trying to get to that puck. It comes to the point man, number 43, Grant Lloyd. Lloyd goes wide to number 7. That's Nico Stark. Deflects off from Bingham Green. To Easton Borman tries to come out the other side. Bingham Green snaps it in. Can't elevate that puck. He does on the rebound. Bingham Green. From Easton Borman, it's another PPG for PPE with 12:25 to go. Number 19 says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice." It's Bingham Green in the back of the net. Off the rebound on the power play. And the Pens looking for more. They get one behind netminder number 30 on their 13th shot of the day. Kind of a sluggish game so far. Some of the boys with the early dismissal here on a Friday. As PA announcer extraordinaire. The day after his birthday, Pete Foreman announcing the goal, crediting it to number 19, Bingham Green. It's Bingham Green off the stick of Wilson as Foreman had to bump that wide as he entered the zone. Creates an offsides call. As number 8, Connor Wilson, ahead of the play. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. 11:55 to go in the third period. Ferguson moves this to the wall in front of the Niagara bench. As 13 is going to come in 1-on-3 because of the back checker, number 93, Riker Ferguson, cancels him to the wall. Man of ice will bump it behind the cage of Luka Thompson. Brady Fritchie has it on the wall. He's held up now by the Niagara forward. Davis Goes right back to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie gets the wheels going. He's going to create some space. Tries to bring it back inside. Right back outside. Brady Fritchie's got a man going on the net. Tries to get a shot off. Gets a stick in there on the last second. Unable to get that shot away as Blake Harris follows on behind the Niagara cage with 11:17 to go in the third period. That's a 2-on-1 developed, but back-checking is number 9, Brady Fritchie. To make this a 2-on-2, it goes off the left pad of Luka Thompson, wide of the net. 11:05 to go. Pushed now ahead by Blake Parrish. He's got a man going with him. Tries to hit him. It goes off the right skate of Pelon, the defender at 44. Blake Parrish tries to kick it along. As the trailers and reinforcements are coming off the bench. One of them is Nico Starkic, a pickle stabber into it, where it goes behind Noah Welch, where he has to lumber back for this puck. As he's got some men going behind him. Welch tries to get this up the wall to Davis. Doesn't have the strength on it, though. Comes to Colt Davis. Davis now sees that shot off the backside of 16. 10 now enters the high slot, where it is cleaned up by number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson, headman pass from Mason Fritchie. Coming in 1-on-4. As he works to get to that puck with 10:18 to go in the third period. 13-10 to shot total. As Niagara controls 4 up to 16. Welch is bumps into 16 to create the puck. Going all the way back into the Penguin zone where 45 Brooks Jaworski gets to it. Connor Wilson bumps it along for Welch. Welch delays. He's going to spin it out the other side. He's going to move it over to Nico Stark. It's in his skate though. It's turned over. Had to be away. There's Luka Thompson. Big save from him. As we have 9:47 to go, Mason Fritchie's going to go to the box. The Penguins going to be short-handed here. As it's going to be shot off the right pad of Luka Thompson off the wall to number 93, Riker Ferguson, trying to get to that puck where Richie, number 88, controls. Comes back to Milwaukee. Shot off the backside into the glove of number 33, Luka Thompson. So look that up with 9:30 to go in the third period as Niagara gets their 12th shot of the day. 1:13 to go on the penalty kill. On the penalty call. Assessed to number 4, Mason Fritchie. That's number 93, Riker Ferguson. Then just over to Grant Loya. A couple bodies hit the ground. It comes back to the point man, Richie. It's going to be shot wide of the net. And poked along further by number 25, Blake Harris. Off the stick played of Blake Harris all the way behind netminder number 33, Luka Thompson. Is going to be reversed back out the other side with 77, CJ Anavice. Tries to hustle when they get to that puck. 42 to go on the penalty call. Trailer off the bench here for Niagara. Shot. The shot's blocked by 25, Blake Harris. In front of the Penguins bench now, controlled by Niagara. Shot into the left-hand glove of Luka Thompson. Makes his 12th save of the game with 8:45 to go. Foreman onto the draw. He's up front with Bingham Green now. Welch wraps it behind the net. Number 9, that's Brady Fritchie. He's on his horse to get that puck bumped along further by Bingham Green as a couple bodies hit the deck. As brought back to center red by 74 Easton Borman. Tries to go through a couple of legs. Nothing doing though. As Welch gets a stick to create an offsides play. $8:24 to go in the third period now. Foreman onto the draw. Puts it in the space where foot race between the defender, number 9, and Bingham Green. The defender wins that. Comes back to our own number 9. He tries to hit his brother coming out of the box. It's Mason Fritchie. He's going to walk down the right-hand side. Mason Fritchie! Oh my lord! The backhand snipe from number 4 coming out of the box. Puts it into the top corner for the Pens Elite. Third goal of the game. Mason Fritchie gets the cookie out of the cookie jar. It's a 3-1 game. Off the stick play to number 4, Mason Fritchie. Connor Wilson. Now, we'll move it back to number 9, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie tries to headman after Connor Wilson. That's red, though, and picked off by Pelon. He's been a noticeable player here for the Niagara North Stars. Fritchie pumps it along to Welch. Welch moves it further to Easton Borman. Borman chips it off the wall, back to neutral. As Fritchie being credited with the unassisted goal here from the UPMC, the new sports complex. Back for this puck is number 7, Nico Stark, who's bumped into. Puck now squirts out to number 19, Bingham Green. Green up to Borman. Borman tries to move it to Wilson, but reading that play is Niagara. And number 19, Bingham Green. Green up to Wilson. Wilson's got a trailer. It's Grant Loya. Loses the handle though. As calling for this puck is 45, Brooks Skaworski high in the zone. As he tries to delay move. Diving for this puck is Borman. Following on is Skaworski. Skaworski still has it. Can move it to the wall right now, or moves it to the wall. It goes back to the point man. 45, Grant Loya snapped in on net. Flex off of the pants of the Niagara defender. Felt that. As behind the net now, as Nico Stark tries a wrap move. It goes all the way through. Jaworski sees this get moved to Nico Stark. Good save there for number 7, Nico Stark. As it will go all the way down the ice, wide of the net for an icing call. With 6:32 to go in the third period. Ends up 3-1 right now. Thanks for joining us here on Scene TV. As Brooks Jaworski battles on the wall, joining the fight is 93 right to Ferguson. He's thrown to the wall. As he gets himself back up. And back into the fight to join number 4, Mason Fritchie, the goal scorer. The highlight reel goal. Get there on ESPN Top 10. As Fritchie moves it along, goes to the stick play to Brooks Jaworski. And bumped out high in the zone to number 7, Nico Stark. Full control over the faceoff dot. Moves it to 93 right to Ferguson. Got a snapshot off. Doesn't get through though. Under 6 to play here in the third period. 2-on-1 now develops as Loy's the only man back. As it snaps off the top of the crossbar and over the head of Luka Thompson. Hustling over this puck is number 4. That's Mason Fritchie. Calling for this puck is Brooks Jaworski, but defended nicely by the Niagara. Pens are going to make wholesale changes. All 5 skaters going to the bench. 5:25 now to play in the period. And now comes to the stick play to Davis. Wilson able to get onside. Wilson takes the long shot off the pants of number 9. Number 29, the D-man, gets to this puck as he's confronted by Wilson. Following on is Davis. It's behind to number 30. They're behind that number 30. As Blake Parrish goes right back in on the attack. He's got Wilson going with him. And it's swallowed up by the glove of netminder number 30. As we have our final 5 minutes coming up from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Thanks for sticking with us on a Friday afternoon game. Pens will be back in action later tonight for a late night, Friday night adventure from the Shadyside Academy campus. As it's shot off the bar once again by Niagara. Big Ben strikes 3. Third time it's hit the crossbar so far today. As it comes out through everybody. The Pens playing with fire right now in their own zone as it's turned over to the stick of Cole Davis. Calling for this is Blake Ferris following on there is Brady Pritchett. Staying on side is Connor Wilson. Just ahead of the play was number 8, Connor Wilson. We have 4:25 to go in the period. Neutral zone face-off coming up. As it'll be Riker Ferguson on for the draw, flanked by Borman and Green. Backside Stark and Welch. Ferguson gets to that draw himself, snaps it wide of the cage by about a foot. Bingham Green. He's working to get this puck back as he battles 44, Elon. Moore's looking for a place to go. Goes to the skates of Bingham Green. Comes all the way through Houston Borman. Tries to confront the puck carrier, back to neutral, where Stark sends it right back into the zone. Well, Borman moves it up ahead to 93 Riker Ferguson. He's on his horse trying to catch up to number 4. One-touch pass over to Palmer. He's going to try Noah Welch. Welch is going to force him to the outside as he's thrown behind the Nico Stark. Stark pumps this back to Bingham Green. Green deals this to Borman, but it's still in the zone. Off the stick now of Riker Ferguson. Ferguson hits center red, dumps it in, tends to go for a change, staying on to forecheck. He's number 74, Easton Borman, 326 to play. Borman centering pass to Wilson. Fans on that shot attempt with the stick out in there. And Brooks Jaworski moves this to Connor Wilson. Wilson delays, walks off, has it at dots. Shot sniped! Connor Wilson goes over the blocker of netminder number 30, and Connor Wilson gets the Pens' 4th goal of the game with 3:12 to go. As he was able to walk off the wall to the face-off dot. And he made no mistake about it. Connor Wilson gets the goal. Here in the late stages of the 3rd period to give the Pens a 3-goal lead, 4-1 to score. Connor Wilson, the centerman, takes the draw right now, flanked by Jaworski and number 4, Mason Pritchett. Backside, then Vice and Laura. Grant Laura hits Connor Wilson with his pass. The Pens are looking for this in a couple of skates. Mason Pritchett, he hits the deck, leaves it to Wilson. He's got a trail into Jaworski. Wilson tries to curl around 2 guys. Gets his puck back there. It's sent into space. And into the glove of number 30. He's able to find that puck as Mason Pritchett, number 4, is looking for a second of the game on a rebound. Offensive zone face-off coming up. Forced ahead by number 4, Mason Pritchett. Going back off the stick blade of the Niagara winger to CJ Nanavisa. Nanavisa to Laura. Laura back to Nanavisa. Connor Wilson sees that puck stolen off of him. As a shot in the glove of number 33, Luka Thompson. Swallows that one up. No rebound, so another defensive zone faceoff with 2:21 to go in the period. Thompson stops 14 of 15 shots faced today from the Niagara North Stars. 17 shots, put 4 of them behind the netminder number 30. One back to the point man. It's thrown low. There Ferguson comes over. It's on the stick blade of Welch right now as he bumps it up ahead to Blake Paris. Paris loses his puck, but battles to try and get it back. As it's in his skates right now, Blake Paris does find it, tries to dump it in. As he bumps into a couple of guys. Goes to kick a stab now back into the Penguin zone. Welch comes over to his man as he knocks it off with his stick blade. With 1:45 to go in the 3rd period. 10 goes back to the point man, Richie. Richie's going to snap that in. Deflects wide of the net. Niagara, strong tip can here. Has many deflections so far today. Many of them going wide of the cage. The 4x6, 1:30 to play in the 3rd period. Now it's Niagara back on the attack. That's that 4 back. As it's Easton Borman pushing it back to neutral. Bumps into 2 guys. And we have a whistle for an offside play. It's number 16 in ahead of the play. Four set here in front of the Penguins bench. Neutral zone faceoff. Connor Wilson on for the draw. Bingham Green and Easton Borman with him. Stark and Mora on the backside. The fourth's going to walk in, shoots it wide of the cage. Nico Stark. Defense Swiss Army knife. Back on the defense today. As it's pushed ahead to number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson 3-on-2 develops as Bingham Green walks into the zone ahead of the play. Conversation there as Connor Wilson decided to snap the shot in on the netminder. 57.1 to go in the period. Set your clocks here for game number 2 between these two teams. It'll be 8:20 tonight. Hopefully you can join us either in person at Shadyside Academy or here on Pennsylvania TV. But it's Easton Borman trying to close this out with 45 seconds to go. As he walks into the high slot, snaps it as it floats wide of the cage. Connor Wilson, he's now controlling. Goes to Bingham Green. Green's pinned to the wall. With 30 to go, Wilson hustles over to get to this puck. As Niagara shoots it back into neutral. It's in the skates of Grant Loyal. With Palmer, works it up ahead. It's confronted by Brady Fritchie. We're down to the final 14 seconds from the UPMC New Sports Complex. It looks like the Pens are going to walk out of here with a W. In game number 1, Pens will have 4 games this weekend, 2 Friday and 2 on Sunday. But it's going to be a Pittsburgh Penguins lead victory here from the UPMC New Sports Complex. Final score, Pittsburgh Penguins lead 4, and the Niagara North Stars 1.